Well, did it pay off for them? Because I understand they kept their viewers again. It seems, is this almost now a conscious effort? It seems like they're saying, okay, the one time we did a really rotten show, we kept the viewers. So let's try to do a rotten show on purpose. Is it people are calling their friends and going, hey, you're not going to believe what they put on now. Tune in. Was it no competition from sports? Was it the thread of the story of who shot Matt and Nick running through the program, or what the can explain this?
Well, I have the information here, Jim. This information was compiled by Brandon Thurston at WrestleNomics. AEW Dynamite for March 22nd, 954,000 viewers on average.
So they were up 100,000 viewers from the previous week, approximately, right?
It was the highest rating since February 22nd.
Do you think? When did this stuff with Punk come out on Instagram? Was it Wednesday during the day?
No, it was after.
Or was it after? Okay,
it was after this.
So we're back to the idea of did people hear dream match with this guy we've never heard of and think, well, it must be us. This guy has to be great because they're calling it a dream match. We got to see what the fuck he looks like. Could that have been something?
It could have been. Again, I'm a believer that when you start a show with something and you let the fans at home know that there will be something throughout the show to continue this, and you get something at the end, these are the kind of things that make people invest in the show. Like the Bloodline. I'm not comparing this crap to the Bloodline. The Bloodline stuff is so good, I'll sit through Liv Morgan and Raquel Gonzalez doing whatever the hell they do.
Yeah.
Because I'm waiting for more Bloodline. So maybe this is their Bloodline. Maybe this is the main line. I really don't know what this is. But highest rating since February 22nd. For the record, February 22nd, I pulled that up. Orange Cassidy versus Wheeler Yuta. Jericho and Peter Avalon angle.
Remember, that was the last the show we said, what the fuck? This is the most rotten shit they've ever done.
Revolution Tag Team Battle Royal. And then Evil Uno versus Moxley.
I'm telling you, it's word of mouth. How bad can it get? They're tuning in to laugh at it. Anyway, go ahead. Let's go through these quarter hours.
The quarter hours for this past week, 8 to 8:15 p.m., quarter one, Darby Allin, Sting, and Orange Cassidy versus The Butcher, The Blade, and Kip Sabian with picture-in-picture, 1,016,000 viewers.
All righty, that's our baseline from the Big Bang.
Segment 2, 8:15 to 8:30 p.m., the finish of the previous match, the MJF video from last week, and the beginning of the Guns versus Top Flight with picture-in-picture, 894,000 viewers.
Jesus, okay. Apparently a lot of people are going to come back because that's a loss of 122,000 in 15 minutes.
And it's also pockets again, starting the show week after week after week.
Week after week. Yeah. Weekly, very weekly.
Hey, listen, he's been a part of the problem for the last several weeks, so whatever improvement in the rating for this week there was, you can't look at him for any of the credit. Because this segment right here, it went from 1,016,000 to 894,000. That's Orange Cassidy. That's not Sting. People aren't tuning out because Sting's on the show. Segment 3.
Well, but now, to be fair, Pip Sabian was involved.
Yeah, how does he still have a job? Isn't that amazing? Anyway, segment 3. The last 3 minutes of the Guns versus Top Flight, the FTR live promo, Jade Cargill's backstage promo, Stokely Hathaway's live promo, and Stokely Hathaway versus Hook, 988,000 viewers.
Now, how does that gain 94,000 viewers? This is very odd.
Jade Cargill.
Oh, come on.
She's the only star they have in that women's division. She's the only one that's ever shown any positive movement.
You just like Jane because of her debut.
I just think she's actually a talent. If she had the right booker, maybe she could do something.
Okay, but again, it's a backstage interview and it's 80-something thousand people and it never happens in any of her other segments.
You don't think 80,000 people would tune in to see Layla Gray?
No, I don't.
Maybe if she was booked right, but let's move on here. Segment 4, 8:45 to 9 p.m., the Adam Cole, Daniel Garcia live promo and confrontation, as well as Kenny Omega and Don Callis being accosted by Alex Marvez in the locker room. 942,000 viewers.
Okay, so they're back down another 46, and that doesn't surprise me. That's not surprising.
The next segment, segment 5, the 9 o'clock hour, 9 to 9:15 p.m., Jon Moxley versus Stu Grayson with picture-in-picture, as well as the Dark Order, Blackpool Combat Club, post-match, and Ricky Starks' backstage promo, 951,000 viewers.
And they're about that surprises me, actually. They didn't lose at the top of the hour, but they got 9,000 back.
Segment 6, 9:15 to 9:30 p.m., the Factory, or the QTV video, as well as Tony Storm versus Sky Blue with picture-in-picture, 911,000 viewers.
I'll tell you what, losing only 40,000, that's where they've picked up their average, because that's the girls segment and the end of, or the last half hour of the show or so that usually starts losing massive numbers, right? And they didn't. So this is added to their positive average.
And to your question about were people intrigued by this main event, next two segments will give you the answer, maybe. Segment 7, 9:30 to 9:45 p.m., the post-match angle of the previous match, which included the Outcasts, Riho, and Willow Nightingale.
Riho, Willow!
As well as the Moxley-Stu Grayson backstage angle, and the beginning of Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo with picture-in-picture, 965,000 viewers.
Wow, okay, so people bought, let's see, 54,000 of them bought that this was a dream match, even if they've never heard of the fucking guy, and they came around to see what he looked like. And is that the biggest number they've done that late in the show, maybe ever?
No, because the next quarter, the final quarter, segment 8, 9:45 to 10 p.m., Kenny Omega versus El Hijo del Vikingo continued, as well as the post-match with the Blackpool Combat Club and Adam Page and Don Callis, 969,000 viewers.
They actually got 4,000 more. Again, so was it the hospitalization of the Buckaroos? Let's see what's going to happen at the end. Was it they're calling it a dream match? I got to see what this guy looks like, the curiosity.
Well, here's another thing to tell you, because I've been pointing out to you the last several weeks the key demo and how it starts one place and it usually ends much lower. It started this week at 391,000 viewers. It ended this week at 455,000 viewers.
So and for the possibly only time ever, and definitely the only time ever since we've been looking at the ratings of this program, the lowest rated quarter hour was the second one.
Orange Cassidy. I'm not even joking.
Well,
I'm not saying because we don't like him.
That does make some kind of sense. But I mean, before they put every big star that they could possibly fucking gather, and every major match they could possibly gather, and can't keep the fucking audience, and can't keep 25 or 30 or 35% of the audience from bailing. And for some unknown fucking midget from the goddamn Mexican version of Cirque du Soleil, they increase viewership. I'm willing to chalk this one down as an anomaly.
They started the match
completely anti-pattern of them usually.
They started the match hot, so if you tuned in to see whoever this guy that Kenny Omega was going to wrestle was, the first thing you saw was him flying through the air, flipping through the air.
Yeah, but he's still 5 feet tall. Does that not matter anymore to anybody? That this is ridiculous?
I think if you're watching this, you're bypassing
if you're watching this, you want ridiculous.
You want to see this guy flip all over the place. That's what you're watching this to see.
Well, there you go, boys. You got one for once. Let's see what you follow it up with.
I don't think it should become like Raw or even Nitro in the 90s, but show long stories that aren't insulting, done well like the Bloodline, are the key to wrestling right now, wrestling TV. That's the only thing shown, because SmackDown, when you look at SmackDown ratings, it's pretty steady. It's not like Dynamite where people just dive off the show. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing more of this.
I can't, even if they did have a story going on, I can't imagine that we've come to a point where people watching a wrestling program would actually see Hook versus Stokely Hathaway or Kenny versus Hervé Villachez.
Oh, come on.
Fucking, and not just go, oh, for fuck's sake, and tune it out. Yeah, for years, me and everybody involved in that company when I was there and everywhere else I've ever been, we worked to find big stars and put on good shows. We didn't know that the key to it was putting on something that so many people would fucking hee-haw at that they'd call their friends, say, you got to see this shit.
And remember, Kenny and the Viking did not do as well in the ratings as Hook and Stokely did. So maybe I think they should put the belt on Stokely.
But that's true. They beat, let's see, that's 10,000. That's Hook and Stokely beat Twinkle Toes and Hervé by 19,000 viewers. Oh, boy. All right.
Well, that was Dynamite.
You know what? The whole thing has made me a little ill to my stomach.
That's not good.
Well, it's not good at all because, you know, your stomach is where it's the center of the universe. It's where everything happens.
That's right.
That's because true. Your stomach and your digestive health. I mean, you eat, you intake food for sustenance, you intake water for lubrication or hydration or whatever. Your stomach is a very important thing. That's where you get your gut instincts, where you know how to, what decisions to make and how to tell right from wrong. And if you've got an unhealthy gut, then you don't know right from wrong, and you're probably going to go to prison. Because you're going to be committing crimes.
Well, let's not make that leap. That's a big leap you just made.
Well, no. If you do not know right from wrong, then you're going to commit crimes and you're going to go to jail.
Well, you may be an innocent person that doesn't know right from wrong and then mind your own business, but you just don't know right from wrong.
Ignorance of the law is no excuse.
Well, I didn't say the law. You're saying the law. I'm not saying they're going to break the law.
Well, that's what I said. I said they don't know right from wrong. They're going to break the law. They're going to go to jail. And ignorance of the law is no excuse. And also, ignorance is no excuse for the law. Let me tell you what else is ignorant. The idea that you wouldn't take care of your gut when it's the only one you've got. I mean, there's all kinds of people going on diets and adopting eating plans that are sugar-free and vegan and soy-free and sesame-free and gluten-free, peanut-free, glyphosate and AMPA-free, dairy-free, shellfish-free, corn-free. There's there's allergens, you know. There's all kinds of allergens that you have to eliminate these things from your diet, all because you got bad gut health. Well, let me tell you something. Seeds DS01 Daily Synbiotic is a plant-based prebiotic and probiotic. It's both before the biotics and for the biotics, but not against the biotics like an antibiotic. It's got 24 strains in this Seeds DS01 Daily Synbiotic. 24 strains that have been clinically or scientifically studied for benefits. What kind of benefits? You had jobless benefits, unemployment benefits?
Those aren't the benefits.
There's well, you're going to be unemployed if you have bad gut health. Because if you're going around farting, it would gag a maggot off a gut wagon all the time. They're gonna fire you. Folks, with this Seeds DS01 Daily Synbiotic, it will teach you right from wrong. And it will make sure that you don't commit crimes and go to jail. All you got to do is take 2 capsules once a day on an empty stomach. Could be the first thing in the morning, say half an hour before your first meal, or a couple hours after your last meal at night. Or if you work the 3rd shift, well, you do the math and figure it out. Because this stuff is engineered to survive powerfully your external and internal environments. They even make the capsules viable for digestion in your gut for delivery of an average of 100% of the probiotic. It's all going to your colon. Not a bit of it's going to get trapped on the colon highway that leads to your colon. Everything is going straight to your colon, and you know where your colon is, folks, and we got to take care of our colons at all cost. And the outer capsule of the Seeds DS01 Daily Symbiotic, Brian, I know you'll be thrilled to figure out. The outer capsule serves as a barrier to oxygen, moisture, and heat, so you don't need to refrigerate this stuff. You just stick it down your gullet, and then it's natural, and it dissolves into all of your orifices and organisms. And well, then you'll never have to exercise again. You'll instantly lose 20 years off your chronological age.
That's not true.
And you'll probably be better looking also, and it will grow hair back.
And you should stop saying all these things, and you should certainly exercise. It will not grow hair back. That is not a promise that the sponsor's making. Jim is saying that metaphorically or multiphorically. And whatever else
it can do a lot of good things for you. It maintains blood cholesterol levels. It supports healthy intestinal recycling of cholesterol and bile. And heaven knows we recycle a lot of bile here on this program, and it's a thankless job. Folks, if you're interested in discussing gut barrier integrity, gut immune function, or micronutrient synthesis, you probably don't get laid a lot if you're interested in discussing those things, but they're important things that the people at Seed will be more than happy to help you with. All you got to do is read the information. This is all scientifically and clinically designed and proven. I'm telling you, your gut health journey with Seed is going to be a fun journey down the yellow brick road and across the Hershey Highway till you come to the fork in the road, and then you stop and get out and cut off your Slauson. Right now, folks, avoid gut mania and head to the trusted source for symbiotics. Start a new healthy habit today. Visit seed.com, seed.com/Jim, and use the code Jim to redeem 20% off your first month of the aforementioned Seeds DS01 Daily Symbiotic. You need more fiber. You need more cholesterol. You need more stuff in your gut. That's exactly what Seed's going to do for you. Seed.com/Jim. Use the code Jim. 20% off your first month of that DS01 Daily Symbiotic from Seed.com. Brian, the best thing to do for your health and for your family's health is to go to Seed.
That's right. Seed.